Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be discussing attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD. As we know that ADHD is very common in youth, and it is the culprit of difficulty focusing, some aggression, impulsivity, um, forgetfulness, difficulties in completing schoolwork, tasks in the home. So it affects many areas of somebody's life when they are diagnosed. Um, the article that I'm going to be discussing is titled, Does Childhood Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder Predict Levels of Depressive Symptoms During Emerging Childhood? And in this article, it's a study that was conducted to explore whether there are correlations between ADHD in childhood up and causing depressive symptoms in early adulthood and later adolescence. So interestingly enough, it was found that there was very little documentation establishing any type of correlation between them. And so the author decided that they wanted to do a study and explore this a little bit in further depth due to the lack of information. So this study that we're going to be speaking about was conducted on individuals between the ages of 18 and 25 years of age. There were 394 individuals that were chosen to be part of this study. And they were selected from a bigger study, which was known as the Pittsburgh ADHD Longitudinal Study. And this contained over 500 individuals. And so they selected 205 that were currently diagnosed as ADHD and 189 that did not have a current diagnosis. How they collected the information was everybody conducted annual self-ratings on their depressive symptoms beginning at the age of 18 up through 25. And they used the DSM-5 to diagnose whether somebody was actually suffering from depressive symptoms as opposed to just having a bad day. They also used the impairment rating scale to assess for any impairments. And they also used the structured clinical interview to assess for psychiatric conditions after their 18th birthday. As they were going through this process and collecting this data, they were in constant contact. They were having the individuals call in if they were out of the immediate area. Otherwise, they would come and meet the instructors as needed. And so it was actually, the results were interesting. It showed that individuals that have ADHD already have a higher predisposition to depressive symptoms, where the people that were not diagnosed as ADHD also had depressive symptoms, but not as prevalent in these ages. And so therefore they continued to follow them, and what the results showed were that they both had decreases as they aged closer to 25, but yet they both had correlating drops in the depressive symptoms, but ADHD overall had a higher depressive symptom rating. And so then the article gave some areas to explore, such as continued ADHD treatment in a group setting to discuss some of these depressive symptoms that they were experiencing, just more communal support and parental and familial support. So it definitely established that there were depressive symptoms in ADHD individuals, but as well as those that do not have ADHD. It was quite interesting to read, being that my son does suffer from ADHD, and it gave me a better understanding of what to expect in the upcoming years. So I hope that you enjoyed the brief overview, and I wish everybody the best of luck on their presentations. Thanks.